to Bodyshop Iron Sister, who have been heroically awesome in letting me take over a small corner of their workshop with my ropey old Del Sol. Came in on Monday afternoon. It's now Wednesday, so 3 evenings worth of fairly hard graft, trying to get things moving. Hoping to get it kind of in primer this coming weekend, to be painted the following weekend, fingers crossed. That is the plan anyway. So let's have a look at what I've been doing so far. So there she is, tucked up in the corner, trying to take up as little space as possible. It has been able to go outside during the day last few days because it's been quite sunny, which is fortunate. I'm not too sure if it's going to stay that way. It might have to get tucked right up in the corner, but that's where these skates that I borrowed off of my good friend Shaden come in really, really handy, so thanks for that, mate. You may have seen it previously, although in my cramped garage, probably quite difficult to see. All the filler work I'd already done within the garage. All I've been doing so far the last 3 evenings is going over things again with this dolphin glaze, which is like a finishing filler. It's absolutely lovely to work with, actually. Really nice and smooth, really easy to sand back. So I've gone over all the old stuff with the dolphin. So the wings are done, apart from this ropey little section, which you definitely won't be able to see, but there's a weird little bump there, which I noticed earlier, so I need to go over that bit again. Apart from that, wings are done, doors are done. The quarters, you may remember me moaning about this area where I've welded in the aerial hole and made an absolute mess of it. I've gone over that again with body filler, because when I went to do the dolphin, I've decided it was still crap. So I've done another layer, and actually it's somewhere close now, so I can dolphin that tomorrow. I need to dolphin the bottom section there as well. Worth noting, as we walk around here, this is a massive learning curve for me, because I've not really done any body work at all previously, certainly nothing to this scale, and no paint work at all either, other than the old rattle can job in the past. So yeah, massively steep learning curve for me, but it's quite fun seeing how things come together. So yeah, put a bit of dolphin glaze in here, and also done this door, and done a little bit on this back arch, but again I need to do the bottom section and the rear here. I'm still not particularly confident about these areas, especially there's a kind of a swage line here that's not particularly, it would probably be easier if it was quite defined, but it's really soft, so I might see if a proper panel beater can give those a once over and probably improve them before I attack them with dolphin glaze. I've also had to sand back all of the plastics, so the sail panels, the number plate lights, I think that's more or less it actually, because although you probably can't, you can kind of see here, all the paint was just falling off. That's what 25-year-old Milano red does to you, so it was impossible to feather back, and even if you did feather it back, all it was doing with primer was just pickling up and reacting, so that was an absolute mission. Definitely got RSI from doing that, but they're all done now. Need to put some dolphin in that tomorrow as well, but that shouldn't take too long. And then it's just a case of kind of prepping everything that isn't filler, ready for primer. So I've started doing these wings, which is when I noticed this, so that's just kind of scotched back. Most of it I think will be okay with a bit of scotch. There's a few chips and edges and bits and pieces, especially this wing somehow absolutely peppered, so I'm gonna have to do something with that. I need to speak to the guy that's helping me, Mikkel, to see what I can do with this, as opposed to just lobbing a load of filler at it. There might be a bit of a shortcut. And yeah, as I said, with any luck, primer this weekend, fingers crossed, and then have to prep back all the primer to feather out the edges and get a good finish, and then with any luck throw some paint on it. Just wanted to quickly mention about grades of sandpaper that I've been using, which might be quite helpful for some people that are going to be doing something similar to this. So far I've pretty much got away with just using 3 grades. I think one of the grades might be slightly different to what I was using in the garage, but realistically I've been banging back the main body filler with this 80 grit, just getting the basic shape. It does leave really deep scratches though, so I try not to go too mad with this at all. And then move on to the 120, which is quite a lot finer actually, considering it's not too far removed from the 80 grit. So that's getting the main shape of the body filler back, which is really good. I think I was actually using 180 in my garage. I don't think I had any 120, but similar story. Obviously, just I need to go a little bit longer with the 180. And then all of the Dolphin. Actually, I've been getting the ridges of the Dolphin off with 180, which is hanging around in there somewhere. But mostly, I've just been going with 320, which actually does a really good job with the Dolphin glaze. Like I say, it's really soft, really smooth, so flats back pretty easily with the 320, and the 320 gets it super smooth as well. So should be able to go directly with primer on top of the 320. Other than that, I've been just started really using just some Scotch pad, which is what you might use to wash up by the looks of things. I don't know, a particularly scabby pan, but it does a nice easy job of just prepping the stuff that's actually decent condition, just to throw a bit of primer, or even just straight on with the base, depending on what colour it's going. And really that's all you need. It's not rocket science, I don't think. Like I say, I'm not an expert by any means. It's a massive learning curve, but just take your time, and actually it's reasonably easy as long as you have a decent surface to work with straight away. Don't do what I did and throw a load of weld at a big wobbly panel, and once it warps, you just kill yourself trying to stand back filler after filler after filler. So if you're going to do any welding, make sure it's decent and you get minimal warp, as minimal warp as possible in the panel. And actually putting the filler in, not too bad, not too bad. Although I might eat my words once it goes into priming into paint and I realise it's like the Rocky Mountains, but we'll see. Other than that, I'm just going to crack on like I said, the next couple of nights, getting everything else in Dolphin and getting everything else prepped, and we'll only like throw some primer on the weekend. So probably get the camera back out at the weekend and we can see what it's like going in primer. See you later. Actually, before I do disappear, I remember when I did the previous vlog, I was going to show you what was going on with the rear of the cage, but I couldn't because the boot was absolutely jammed with crap, as everywhere was. So as we're here and it's not jammed with crap anymore, I'll give you a quick look-see. So, as I explained before, the rear legs come off of the main hoop and down to the floor on the top of the chassis legs here, and then tie into this basically strut brace across the back. As I've said before in the previous vlog and many times, Matt from Urchfab did an absolutely stunning job on this cage. I'm so chuffed with it. It's definitely the best part of the car at the moment, although there isn't much of the car left. And I did just want to say as well, thanks so much to Motofix for letting me finish this off here. It's so much nicer working in here rather than in my garage. The space, which is amazing, but just working with extractor as well. In the garage, when I was flattening back the filler, it was just a constant fog, and I probably inhaled more dust than went on the floor, to be fair. But here, I'm able to use the sanding blocks. Let me grab one. Use these sanding blocks here that connected straight to the extractor. So instead of going in my nose, it disappears up the extractor and into the abyss. So much better. So yeah, Motofix quality, thanks so much. And also in preparation, thanks to Mikhail for doing the paintwork, or the bulk of it anyway. I'm sure you will do a far better job than I would have been capable of. And that really is it. We'll see you at the weekend. Bye.